Hey everybody, I'm John. I collect cards. I hope you're doing well. It is Sunday, November 2nd, and it's one day after the end of the 2025 Major League Baseball season. So the season's over, long live baseball. That's my motto. Baseball for me is always going to be number one in terms of sports for me. Even though we're in the heart of football season now and hockey and basketball are well underway. I like the baseball offseason almost as much as the in-season. But congrats to the Dodgers. Tough one for the Blue Jays there, the way that all turned out. It's a game of inches, as they say, in pretty much all sports, and it certainly wasn't Game 7 of the World Series. But the Dodgers are back-to-back champs. They've got quite the thing going. And in this video, I kind of like how I got a couple of things going in terms of a few card pickups that I did in October. I showed one pickup that I really enjoyed adding to the collection a couple of weeks back. It was a 1953 Redman Yogi Berra with the tab that I found at an LCS actually, which was pretty surprising. But I made a few other pickups in October, and I'm going to share them with you here. Didn't make a lot in October. I got 5 cards I'm going to show. 4 of them actually were from Greg Morris auctions, and I haven't bought from Greg Morris in quite some time. All these cards are ungraded, I'm going to share. 2 of them are Hall of Famers, and all of them are from 1949 or earlier. So hang on a sec, let me turn the phone around. I'm excited to show you these, so stick around, and let's look at some cards. All right, guys, so there's actually one other pickup that I did in October that you won't see in this video, but you will see it on Steve Vintage on Vintage's channel coming up this week. Again, I'm recording this on Sunday night, November 2nd, and we actually just got done recording our latest Bargain Hunters episode on Carl Yastrzemski, and our budget was $45, and Steve and I had a special guest also, and the 3 of us, you'll see who the guest is if you tune into Steve's channel. So I'm going to link to his channel in the read more description below, but it should be out probably, I think he said first half of this week, so stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoy that. We always have a lot of fun recording those. But so I did pick up a nice Yaz as well this month. But here's the first of 4 cards I picked up from Greg Morris Auctions, and this is a different kind of pickup for me because I don't pick up much in the way of hockey, but this was just a really cool card. This is actually the one that kind of got me going down the Greg Morris rabbit hole on one particular night. All 4 of these cards I picked up on the same night, as it's very easy to do on Morris, and I have the 1954 Topps baseball set, and I probably purchased, at least 50 of those commons, probably at least 50 over the course of, a couple of years from Greg Morris. And so, it is kind of fun perusing the listings on his, on their site. But yeah, I picked up this 1933-34. It's Worldwide Gum, so it's basically Canadian Gouty. And it is a card of Cecil Dillon. I don't think it's Cecil Dillon. I think it's Cecil Dillon because I think his nickname, he went by Cease. I did a little bit of research on Dillon here. I vaguely had heard of him before. I'm a New York Rangers fan, as you could see. He's representing the Rangers there. But this is 1933-34 Worldwide Gum Ice Kings. Here's the back of the card. I'll move this for a second. So it's got the English and French on here. Apparently there's a different printing where it's just in English actually too. But this is just a really cool card. I've been a Rangers fan, since probably since I was like 7 or 8 years old. Early 1980s was really when I first started paying attention to the Rangers in earnest. And they didn't get off to a great start this year. And they're starting to pick it up a little bit now, but the fan base was kind of up in arms about a week or 2 ago, or maybe, the most of October, actually. And it doesn't take much for the Facebook groups to really, start talking about, how not great the team is. But it made me think, you know what? If we're not going to have a great year this year, let me I'll just, maybe I'll pick up a nice vintage Rangers card and make that my, kind of from a Rangers fan perspective, my success for the year, so to speak. Who knows? But I do, I think, intend to pick up a few more vintage Rangers hockey cards in the, coming weeks and months. I won't press the gas on it, but I'll definitely pick up, I might pick up a one or two or three more, say, this season. Guys like Rod Gilbert, Vic Hadfield, Jean Rattel, Ed Jockeman, Brad Park, Andy Bathgate, maybe. Get names like that. Some are Hall of Famers, or others are just Rangers legends. And this guy, Dylan, was a big part of the 1933 Rangers Stanley Cup winner, or championship winner. I'm not actually sure if it was known as the Stanley Cup yet at that point. I didn't dig into it that much to know if that was the case, but I think it was at that point. But yeah, it's just a cool card. It's got some creasing on it. I won't grade it, but it's a pretty low pop count actually in terms of graded copies. It's less than 100 actually. So just to see it kind of out in the wild was pretty cool, I thought. And I thought it was just a really nice addition of the collection here that I will keep ungraded. And you might be joined by some other kind of classic historic Rangers greats in the months to come. So anyway, I thought I'd start this video off with this hockey card there. Kind of a different spin. The rest of the cards in this video will be all baseball. Here's the next card I picked up that night on Greg Morris. Picked up a George Snuffy Sternweiss from 1948 Bowman. This is a really nice looking card. Now, they called it on the auction listing low grade. And, at first glance, and even when I got it, and I looked at it up close, it's kind of hard to figure out what the deal with this card is until I'm looking at this side here, this edge. So part of me thinks it's possible this card might be trimmed. It looks a little crooked there. Doesn't look perfectly straight. But I have another 48 Bowman card, and I measured it against it when I got here the other day, and it measured fine. So it didn't look like an obvious trim to me anyway, in terms of just measuring all the sides. Here's the back. But I literally, my winning bid for this card was $10.50. So trimmed or not, and wasn't planning on grading it anyway. This is just a really cool, nice little addition to the ungraded raw collection. Snuffy Sternweiss, for 2 seasons during World War II, when a lot of the big players were away, found his way into the lineup for the Yankees and was one of the best players in the American League in 1944 and 45. Look up his stats. He had a very interesting 2 seasons. And then when all the main players got back, his playing time was reduced and he wasn't as much of a contributor. But yeah, for a couple of years, he was a big part of the Yankees. And he ended up winning, he was on 3 World Series winning teams. In 1947's World Series title, he actually did play in every game of that World Series and was a big contributor that fall, in that fall classic. But it's just a cool card. Nice pose there. Nice addition. It's only my second 48 Bowman, and I'm happy to add this. And I thought I got it for a very nice price, so got that one. And then these next 2 cards that I got from Greg Morris are both from 1949 Leaf. And gosh, if I have a chance to add Leaf cards at a pretty nice price, I want to do that. I want to add some more of these classic Leaf 49 Leafs to my collection. I only have about, I think, 4 now, including this Frank Overmeyer. Frank Overmeyer was a pretty good pitcher, mostly for the Detroit Tigers. I think he may have pitched for another team after the Tigers, but don't quote me on that. I did look it up, but that was a while ago, actually, and now I can't quite remember. But what I do know about Overmeyer, and it's the reason I picked this up, is that he attended Western Michigan College, which is now Western Michigan University, in Kalamazoo, which is right, I'm in Southwest Michigan myself, so it's kind of a large local university, if you will, Division I. And I kind of wanted to add a few Western Michigan, player cards to the collection. I just thought it'd be kind of a fun little thing to do if I ever saw the opportunity to add one. I have a list of about, 10 or 11 or so. And this particular card I wanted for Overmeyer. And gosh, I saw it come up on Morris, then I'm like, shoot, I might have to go for this. And got it for, oh gosh, I don't know, 20 something bucks. It wasn't you know, it wasn't a big outlay, that's for sure. And a pretty nice copy. So pretty happy to add this to the collection. Nice color, real nice color, good registration. It's a good card. Frank Overmeyer, Tiger pitcher, and Western Michigan Bronco. And here's the fourth card of the 4 I got on that Greg Morris auction. This one is a Hall of Famer, and the Overmeyer card is a better card, but I really liked winning this auction as well. Joe Gordon. He was inducted posthumously in the Hall of Fame, I believe, in 2009. Here he's with the Cleveland Indians, and before that he had several successful seasons with the New York Yankees. Won, oh gosh, a lot of World Series championships, 4 or 5 at least, I'd say, including in '48 with Cleveland. But as you can see, the quality of this card, in terms of the paper loss, is not the best, but the image itself is quite nice. Registration's good. The color that is there is also pretty good. But yeah, it's got a fair amount of paper loss, but I don't know. This was the last of the 4 that I did pick up that night, and you know, when you get on a roll a little bit, picking up some cards, I was like, you know what, I want this one too. If the auction price ends up being reasonable, and so I put a max bid in, and I think it came in under it actually still. So yeah, I really like adding this one. I got it for, I think it was about 20. I think the winning bid was like 28 and change. And this one I will grade, even in this condition. I will slab it up. So, you know, in an SGC 1, it'll set me back another 15 bucks if they keep the prices the same for the time being. Well, hopefully there's still 15 bucks for a good while yet. You know, I'm being really judicious and choosy in terms of what I send to SGC nowadays, because just it's such an uncertain future with them. But I like their tuxedos, and I think for certain cards, I still want to have that tuxedo slab from a collector standpoint. That's just kind of where I stand on it. But I'm not sending nearly as many. I haven't made that many reveal videos this year. I think I've made 2. And at the time of recording this, I'll actually be making another one probably in the next week or 2. I have 5 cards out to SGC right now, and I hope to get them back in the next week to 2 weeks. But this one will go out to SGC at some point. But yeah, wanted to share this one today. Really like adding it to the collection. Hall of Famer Joe Gordon. Okay, last card, and really this is the biggest pickup of the month. Even bigger than the Yogi Redman that I mentioned at the start of the video. This is a card that, it's a pre-war card, the Diamond Stars card. It's a player on my player manager checklist, so it checks that box. He didn't manage the team for very long, and they weren't very successful the time he managed them, but it was right around this time in the mid-30s where he did manage them. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it's their third baseman, Pie Traynor, Harold Pie Traynor. And yes, as you can see, I'm holding it ungraded, unsleeved, and just putting it in this little holder for now. I will get it in a, oh gosh, not the top loader, but the one of these guys. I can't know, rigid card, or semi-rigid. I'll get it in a semi-rigid right after this video. But the reason I'm showing it like this is because the seller shipped it to me in just a top loader and not even a sleeve, and it's a, you know, kind of a old kind of top loader. It just didn't show very well in it, so I wanted to just take it out and show it like this. It wasn't like a big seller of baseball cards that I got it on eBay. The photos on the listing weren't the best, but this was a bit of a roll of the dice on this one, but I like in the end with what I got. You know, there's a little divot that I could make out in the photo there, but you know, it is a little dirty, but the color still, I mean, the eye appeal to me still on this card. I absolutely love it. And I certainly will get this graded. Most likely SGC. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to send this out to PSA. There's a chance I might send it to PSA, but it probably will be SGC because I do have the other 2 Hall of Famer Pirates from Diamond Stars, the Wayner brothers. I have them both in SGC slabs as well from the set, so I probably will send it out to SGC as well. But yeah, so let me bring it up close a little bit. You know, it has that divot there. It's also got a little bit of a, that little speck right there. That's like a little bit of paper loss as well. Very slight. And then there's a little scratch you can see on the bat. So there's some technical kinds of things on this card that might keep a grade. You know, if it got a 2 eventually when I do grade it, I wouldn't be shocked. But it's a pretty nice card. So I'm still holding out hope for a 3 on this eventually. I just love having it in the collection. So, you know, I know, you know, the whole grading thing is a little bit polarizing, it seems like nowadays, but I still like to, you know, I don't mind talking about potentially grading a card or what grade I hope it gets. You know, yeah, I absolutely love having it just like this too, and to be honest, I love holding it like this right now. But, you know, in the end, this thing needs to be slabbed, I think, for its protection, and I will do that. But, yeah, it's a really nice card. Again, Trainer didn't manage them very long, and they weren't very successful, but I do have kind of a thing for player managers. It's a really interesting collecting journey I have with them. I probably have about, at some point I'm going to do like a tabletop of the ones I do have. I have probably about 10 to 12 now of ones that I really enjoy having, and I have about 5 or 6 more that I would love to add someday, with 2 or 3 that are a little more gettable. There's a couple that are going to be really, really tough in terms of price and just, you know, scarcity. Yeah, so that's what I have for you today. I wanted to share this Pie Trainer to wrap it up. And you know what? We'll bring out the Joe Gordon one more time. We'll end the video with 2 Hall of Famers. I know I only showed 5 cards in this video, and it took me about 17 minutes to do it, but I really thank you for sticking with me here. I hope you enjoyed the video and seeing some, 70-plus-year-old cards. In the case of, you know, Pie Trainer here, it's, what, about 80 years old, so almost 90 years old. So, yeah. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Enjoy the off-season for baseball. I can't believe it's the off-season now. But until next time, take care.